Whenever people are not satisfied by an action or people are not pleased with a situation, the word that we often hear is forgive. So today, I want to ask, what is forgiveness? Do we truly understand the meaning of forgiveness? Forgiveness is not just pretending that an action didn't happen, or finding excuses for a particular action, or simply forgetting the memories of an action. Forgiveness goes deeper than that. What is forgiveness? In this video, we are going to cover what forgiveness is, what forgiveness is not, the true definition of forgiveness, and the process that we can adopt to successfully forgive those who offend us. My name is P. Mike, and I'm Mike, but to take you through my lives, I want to welcome you to my series, You Can Do It Right When You Know. So if you don't know, you don't know. And to do it right, you must know. So we are going to learn. Stay right there. There is this popular saying that to err is human, to forgive is divine. This means as long as we are in existence of the human world, we are either going to offend somebody or someone will offend us. And we all know how it feels to be offended. In God's own intelligence, He has opened us to another level of grace called forgiveness. So, in order to be free from the chains of the bitterness and the hurt that we go through, He offers us the gift of forgiveness. Just like it is said in the scriptures, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. One way or the other, we ask our Father in heaven to forgive us our trespasses. So why don't we also learn to forgive those who trespass against us? Back to the lesson for today. What is forgiveness? Since it is said to forgive is divine, meaning forgiveness is not in our human nature. Forgiveness is divine. And if something is divine, then you must consciously live it, because our natural self will not permit us to forgive people. Let's see what actually is forgiveness. Forgiveness is the intentional decision to let go of resentment, anger, and the desire for retribution against someone who has wronged or hurt you. It involves releasing the emotional burden tied to the offense, and in some cases, offering reconciliation even if the offender doesn't apologize. True forgiveness is an internal process of freeing yourself from the hold of negative emotions rather than condoning or excusing the wrong done. According to this definition, we learn that forgiveness is an intentional decision. So it's something that you decide to do. You must be willing to do. And we also learn that you will let go certain emotions, anger, the need for retribution. And we also learn that the person who offended you doesn't need to apologize before you forgive the person. And we also learn that if you forgive, you free yourself. You free yourself. We will learn the process of forgiving. But before we go there, let's find out what isn't forgiveness. Because there are a lot of things that we mostly succumb to thinking when we do that, it means we have forgiven someone. What isn't forgiveness? Pretending. Pretending is acting as if everything is okay without resolving inner feelings. And most of the times when we are offended or when we feel hurt, we pretend as if everything is okay without confronting the situation, without dealing with the hurt, the bitterness, the anger inside. We just pretend that everything is okay. And most people deal with issues in this way. They just pretend. Suppression. Suppression is pushing down emotions, avoiding dealing with hurt or anger. And I must tell you, this is one of the most used psychological substitute for forgiveness. Mostly, people push down the negative emotion, the anger they feel, the bitterness they feel. They push it down, and so that they will avoid dealing with it. And most often, when we are dealing with our loved ones or close friends, we try to suppress the effects of their actions or the offenses that they inflict on us. And this is dangerous, and it is not forgiveness. Tolerating is allowing the offense to continue without addressing the underlying issues. Mostly, when people are afraid to confront others for an action done against them, they just tolerate it. And most people feel good because people compliment them that they've tolerated a particular negative action for a long time. And they think when you tolerate, it means you have forgiven. That is also not forgiveness. Excusing is dismissing or justifying the offender's behavior instead of acknowledging the hurts. Most of the times when people are hurt, they find excuses for the person. Mostly at the beginning of relationship, you see certain traits, certain characters that you don't like, but because you are in love with the person, you are deeply in love with the person, you give an excuse, you give several excuses for the person, for the actions they do. So when you give excuses, you refuse to acknowledge their hurt, and you try to justify actions of people that hurt you. And this is also not forgiveness. Indifference is appearing not to care about the offense, but still holding on to feelings internally. Indifference is also another way people use to substitute forgiveness. Over a long time, when people offend others, they decide to be indifferent. They let it appear as if they don't care about the situation, as if they are not being hurt. They make their offenders feel that they are indifferent about the situation, yet they are dealing with the situation or the offense internally, and this is not forgiveness. Conditional forgiveness. Conditional forgiveness is saying you forgive only if certain conditions are met, without fully letting go. This is also a substitute for forgiveness, a behavior that we mostly do. When you have to forgive someone, you demand that the person is able to satisfy certain conditions. Otherwise, you are not going to forgive the person. Conditional forgiveness is not forgiveness. Whenever the person breaks their part of the bargain, you realize that the hurt will come again, rushing like the tides of the ocean, and you will know you have not seen true forgiveness. Passive aggression. Passive aggression is giving the appearance of forgiveness while subtly expressing anger or resentment through indirect actions. Most of the time, when people feel hurt, they pretend, they give an appearance for you to see that, oh, everything is all right, oh, it's fine. And you realize that the thing that they initially do for you, or the way that they initially showed love for you, they now refuse to do. They indirectly express their anger, but in the direct level, you never see that they are truly telling you they have not forgiven you. It is called passive aggression, and that is also not forgiveness. Forgetting. Trying to erase the event from memory without working through the emotions tied to it. Most of the times when people are offended, they resort to forgetting instead of them to simply let go, to forgive the person. They pray that with time they will forget the actions that was done against them. So most people use this action to forgive others, and they realize that whenever that same action is repeated, the hurt and the bitterness comes back again, because they had only forgotten, but it has not been forgiven. So forgetting is also not a genuine forgiveness. Avoidance. Avoidance is distancing yourself from the offender without addressing or healing the hurts. Most of the times, there are people, when they are hurt, they just ghost you. They avoid you for a particular time, and then after they feel okay, they come back. Most people think that when they give distance to someone, it means they have forgiven the person. No, distancing or avoiding people is also not genuine forgiveness. Silent treatment is remaining silent or the stance in response to the offense while pretending is forgiving. Most of the introverts, most of the people who are very calm, they use silent treatment as a way of expressing their forgiveness. When you offend them, they do not truly forgive you. They just keep quiet, they keep calm, they distance themselves from the very actions that will make you feel like they have not forgiven you. And meanwhile, deep within them, they have not forgiven you. So silent treatment is also not a form of forgiveness. In summary, forgiveness is not pretending, suppression, tolerating, excusing, indifference, conditional forgiveness, passive aggression, forgetting, avoidance, silent treatment. What then is genuine forgiveness? Stay right there and we will delve deep into genuine forgiveness. What is forgiveness? So as we have already learned from the initial definition, forgiveness is an intentional decision to let go of the anger, hurts, and the desire to get even. It's not about the other person, it's about you. Whenever you feel hurt, you don't forgive just because of the other person. You forgive because it is very beneficial to you, even more than the other person. Forgiveness is choosing peace over bitterness. Forgiveness is releasing the emotional burden that is tied to an offense and saying, hey, you know what? I am not letting this to control my life anymore. So anyhow you are hurt, you just give in and you tell yourself, forgiveness is admitting you are not letting that bitterness, that anger, that restraint time you or hold power over you any longer. It is important to acknowledge the pains. Yes, it hurts. Sometimes it really hurts badly. It hurts so much that you cannot even breathe. It hurts so much that whatever feeling that you feel, if you don't bring it out, you think you are going to die. Yes, it's true. It hurts, but you are not allowing it to define you. You will not let the bitterness, the anger that you feel defines you. You are letting go of the anger, the resentment, not for their sake, but for your own sake. You are choosing healing. You are choosing freedom. You are choosing to free yourself from the tentacles of bitterness and anger. And it is a good thing. Forgiveness is not excusing the wrong. It's not you saying it's okay. No, it's not okay. It really hurts. It's not okay. But it's you choosing to let go the power it holds over you. It's you saying, I will not let this weigh my life any longer. That is forgiveness. So if you decide to forgive, this is what you do. And the first one is letting go of the resentment. That is choosing to release bitterness and anger towards the offender. Whenever we are offended, we pile up bitterness and anger like a stone that we want to strike or hit the person with. So when you choose to forgive someone, you choose to let go that stone of bitterness that you want to throw at the person. You choose to let go of that stone. Acknowledging the hurts, recognizing the pains caused by the offense, but not letting it control your actions or emotion. Yes, you accepted that you've been hurt, but that hurt will not control you. That hurt will not dictate or define who your personality must be. Then the next one is releasing the desire for revenge. No longer seeking to retaliate or make the offender suffer for what they did. So after you have acknowledged that you've been hurt, you must also accept that you are not going to revenge. You are not going to make the offender suffer because you have suffered. That is not forgiveness. In the process of truly forgiving, you have to let go all ideas and thoughts of revenge. The last one is choosing peace. Choosing peace. That is finding emotional freedom and healing by accepting that the past cannot be changed, but your response to it can. After you have decided to not revenge, you must choose peace. You must accept it, or you must admit it that the past cannot be changed, but your reaction to the past can be changed. So how you are going to react to the situation, you can decide to choose peace instead of revenge. Whenever you decide to forgive someone, you find freedom. You allow yourself to heal, and eventually you find peace. This is the beauty of forgiveness. And this is for you, not the other person, not the offenders. The next time that someone hurts you, or the next time that you are displeased of a particular situation, just know that forgiveness is not avoidance or pretending that you are not hurt. Forgiveness is not holding on to bitterness or the desire to seek revenge, but forgiveness is deciding to move forward in peace. Forgiveness is healing. You must know that forgiveness doesn't cost as much as the bitterness and the resentment you hold. And as a matter of fact, the price of forgiveness is paid by the amount of love and compassion you have in your heart. But the price of bitterness is paid by your own life. You can only forgive when you have abundance of love and compassion. So I want to ask you, listening to me, are you poor in love and compassion? You can only forgive when you have abundance of love. Choose healing, choose releasing, choose not to revenge, but choose forgiveness and see the other side of forgiveness. See the beauty of forgiveness. Are you there? If you believe in forgiveness, like, comment, and share this video to your friends and your family members so that they can also enjoy the other side of forgiveness. God bless you, and I know henceforth you are going to meditate and learn how to forgive in order to have true healing, in order to have true inner peace. And once again, my name is P. Mike on the mic, and I am back to take you through my lines. Bye bye.